Hey, what's up, Sagittarius? Welcome to you guys' June-July installment. It's a collective reading. It's for Sagittarius Sun primarily, but you could also watch for your rising, your Mars, Venus, and also other placements. Um, yeah, welcome to Canu Space. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Don't really have a lot to say. We're growing, we're starting out. So my first, couple of videos. So I'm still just learning, this whole space and how to navigate it. So people always say subscribe, like, and share. I feel like it's such a just such a autopilot, automatic thing to say. But yeah, please subscribe, please share, please leave a comment if you enjoyed the reading. Yeah, maybe you could share what resonated with you, or whatever. Okay, let's just start. So this is for all my Sagis, and I go off of obviously my knowledge and expertise with regard to astrology, as well as also the artistry of tarot, um, and my own intuition as well. All right, a bit nervous, but we can do this. All right, so let's see what's coming in for my Sagittariuses. All right, good. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's see what you guys are doing. All right, we've got a Taurus moon. Guys are pulling in moons today. Taurus moon. Happy, yeah, definitely. Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying happiness. Yeah, I'm just getting like happy vibes. I feel like very happy. I don't know, you on holiday or something? I don't know, but I just feel like really happy, like happy vibes, like things are going really good for you. I feel like you're very emotionally stable. Yeah, what's this? I'm so curious. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like Ace of Cups, like I feel like you're very emotionally stable, and your cup is full. Your cup is full. Like I feel like God is pouring into your cup. I swear to God, it's like it just as you saw for yourself what happened. I didn't even need to like edit anything or do anything. Like I was just about to like reposition my deck, and but this is really how I feel like. I feel like you something very renewed about you. Maybe like a renewed sense of self, a renewed sense of self-worth, self-esteem, or like just something shifted recently in your life, and I feel like it brings you a sense of stability, a sense of joy, happiness. Your cup is definitely full, like God is pouring into it. It's so full, like you could also pour into your friend or whatever, or friends, or your partner, your relationship, your children. And I just feel like you're in a good space right now. Like I feel like you're in a really really good space right now, and I feel like because this is for Sagittarius, right? So don't get confused by the different names and stuff here, because these are just symbology of the energy that is coming into your reading, right? So like I feel like Sagittarius, you're very grounded, because Taurus is typically a sign that's like an earth sign, and it's also like a sign that is fixed, right? So Taurians are sometimes they can be known to be very stubborn or to be very headstrong and so forth, which is totally different sometimes from Sagittarius. I feel like Sagittariuses can be very flighty. If they're not grounded, they can be very flighty. They can be very absent-minded. They can be very kind of a little bit in the clouds. Um, like, daydreamers. And also like your energy sometimes can be very dispersed everywhere, because you guys are ruled by Jupiter. It's that expansion energy. So sometimes how that manifests, or sometimes how that comes about, plays out in your life, is that sometimes you'll find that your energy is scattered all over. So basically, like, you can be very disorganized. You can be very disorganized, like in terms of your mental. um, you can be also very disorganized in terms of your emotional space. So basically your mental headspace, your emotional space, and then that also trickles off into being disorganized in terms of like your place where you, like, you know, you're, like, for example, like, let's say you're, if you're feeling like in the energy or in the headspace of being disorganized, then maybe you don't clean your place as much. So you may find that your clothes are scattered everywhere in your apartment, or the dishes are not done. You're just like, yeah, I'll get to that tomorrow, or, you know, procrastinating, postponing. These are things that sometimes happen with Sagittarius. Is like when their energy is very scattered and all over the place, right? And there's so many different reasons for that. It could be exhaustion. It could be maybe you are coming out of like a toxic relationship that just kind of just, you know, like just did a number on you and just kind of messed up like your alignments, right? And kind of scattered you all over the place. So they're kind of showing me all these different scenarios just to say that they're proud of the work that you've been doing on yourself, right? And that's why this Taurian energy is coming in your vibration, Sagittarius, because this is coming to show that you have been doing a lot of emotional work, you have been doing a lot of healing work, right? And that's why this Taurian energy is coming in to be represented by the moon vibration, because the moon, as I always like to say, it represents our psychology, it represents our spirituality, it represents our emotions and our feelings, right? This is about feeling that sense of safety, feeling that sense of stability, feeling that sense of secureness in who you are. It's about that self-development, that emotional, spiritual self-development that just radiates and just glows from the inside outwardly, right? And I feel like maybe doing a lot of like meditations, a lot of prayer if you're a prayerful person, or you may, for those of you who do yoga, like this could also be something, maybe you've been doing a lot of yoga and you sort of realigning your chakras and you're clearing your energies, you know, for those of you who resonate with that form of spirituality. For others of you, if you are maybe a prayerful person or a Christ conscious kind of person, this may be seen as answered prayers, like as Christ, you know, the body of Christ, you know, the work of Christ sort of doing the work in you. God, through your prayers, giving you the faith, giving you the strength, giving you the discipline, giving you the epiphanies, you know, giving you, you know, if that is where you place your reliance of faith on, right? I do not call judgment on that. I just get the messages out. So if you are more on the Christian side or you're more on the spiritual side, like that's your, you know, that's your decision. But I am just here to share with you what they're telling me, and is of an amazing work that you're doing on yourself to have gotten to sort of like this happy place where sort of like God is now pouring back into you. God is pouring back into your cups, and there's a sense of there's a sense of like newness to you. But I feel like a lot of this has to do with relationships. Like I feel like you may have come out of like a toxic relationship and you've been sort of really finding yourself again. Yeah, this is for not Taurus, but for Sagittarius. Um, Crystals are kind of important to you, maybe. I know that that's not for everybody. Um, okay, so we've got Taurus Sun. Yeah, yeah, definitely pulling in a lot of Taurian vibrations. So I don't know, you may have also maybe dealt with a Taurian person in your relationships, or you may have very strong Taurian placements. It might even be that you actually have a moon in Taurus, right? But this Taurian energy for me is just very important because I feel it's just re-emphasizing the importance of stability in your life. Like at this point in your life, I feel like you're really all about your stability. You're about your stability, you're about your security, just laying a good foundation for yourself moving forward. Also, like in terms of just your relationships, your aspirations, your goals. Yeah. See? Relationships, partnerships, commitments. Yep. I kind of had a feeling that this was going to come. I should have called it out. I should have said it. Um, but this was essentially what I was feeling, right? That a lot of your struggles that you had um, prior to all of the works that you are now doing and all of the works that you've done on yourself was a result of relationships. Remember, like we said, like maybe you may have come out of a toxic relationship, some sort of commitments. Could also be disappointments in work relationships or toxic work relationships, toxic work commitments, or partnerships, but also it could be love relationships. For some of you, also, you may have been together with somebody for a very long time, you know, because the seventh house is also marriage. Like it's the marriage house. So for some of you, you may have been married and you are separating. You're separated, or you're separating, or you have been recently separated. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. That's what they're saying. And yeah, and I feel like this separation is now bringing you, it's given you space. Like you've separated and you've taken time out. Maybe you haven't dated in a while because you've just been taking time out to work on yourself again. Basically everything they were saying here, right? This is just to confirm that everything they were saying here is true, and that it's based, the disalignment and your energy being scattered all over the place and all of that stuff was because of a toxic relationship, whether that be in work or love partnerships, or it could be a marriage as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Also, this is just a side note. This may not be, I don't know, maybe for you it may be very important, but I also feel like definitely if we're talking about the separation, also it may have involved some assets. So that may have also been a big part of your stress when you were maybe separating. Because usually, like if you're married or you've been together with someone for a very long time, your finances and resources, they kind of also become like entangled and meshed in together, right? So yeah. So the emphasis also on Taurus is because Taurus is the second house, and the second house is our resources, is our own personal money. When you think of the eighth house, we're looking at other people's money, you know. Seventh house is also other people's money, but in this case, it's other people's money that you're actually connected to, like a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever your configuration may be. But eighth house is other people's money, but that's usually more like from the perspective of like work projects or investments and things like that. So money also here, Sagittarius, is a big thing for you, because maybe you shared in a apartment, an estate, or home together, and part of finding yourself is also maybe you obviously, if you're separating, you're moving out, you're having to find your own place, having to redo your finances, maybe having to take on a second job just to kind of you know maybe also like reacclimate yourself to living a single life and having to have to feed your own bills and to sort of maybe take care of yourself. Because the thing is, like, when you're in a partnership, you can always sometimes maybe rely on your partner if it's a healthy dynamic. You can rely on your partner, like they pay half the bills or they pay half the mortgage or whatever the case may be, if it's a healthy relationship, right? But if it's not, then obviously maybe they also rely more on you than they were carrying their own weight. So all of these things are coming up, and I feel like this is being all of this is being highlighted through the seventh house vibration coming into your reading here, Sagittarius. Yeah. And if you are not separated, there could be one or two of you for whom you are not separated, and it could be that you guys have worked through your differences also. So I see it in a way like also for another subgroup of you, that this may also be you found your happiness. You found your happiness, you found your identity, you found who you are, and maybe your person took a break. It could also be a thing of like maybe the both of you took a break from each other for some time to rethink things through, or maybe you guys may have gone to therapy to talk about stuff, and it's like maybe you found finally your thing, or you found yourself, and that translates into you, because you're happy now. You can bring that happiness, let it spill over, as they were saying, like, because now your cup is full and you can pour into your partner. As I was saying earlier, you can pour into your husband, your wife, your children, whatever the case may be. So there could also be for others of you where it doesn't always mean that there's a separation or that you are divorced. For others of you, it could be that this is your situation that you're in, and maybe there were some turbulent moments in it, as is in all relationships, but you have been able to maybe find that other level that brings in harmony and stability into the relationship, and you guys could be renewing your vows. All right, let's close this. It's getting too long now. Please confirm or clarify these messages or any additional information for my Sagittariuses. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Okay. I like this. I love my guides. I love how they do this all the time. It never ceases to surprise me. They want me to do one more. But you see, we're talking about like renewal of vows, pouring into the cup of your husband, pouring into the cup of your wife, maybe after having taken some break, or so it doesn't always mean that there was a separation, but that doesn't invalidate it. There could also be one or two or three of you for whom that part of the reading resonates, that maybe you needed to separate, you needed to get a divorce, and you needed to separate in order to find your happy place, in order to find your joy. But for the later part of the reading, it's also true that for others of you, maybe there was no need to separate, but maybe this was a break, a small break that was needed in the form of literally a break, or going for couples therapy to figure out your differences, and then kind of finding each other's own happy places and each other's own joys, and then being able to come back and make a vow, like a renewal of a vow, for that partnership, right? And this is just coming out, basically just confirming everything they're downloading in my mind. So they're just using the cards to say what they're already whispering in my spirit. All right, but they want me to do one more, so let's see what they want to show you. Closing message for my Sagittariuses. Thank you so much. Yes. Well, there's no better way to finish this. You are happy. I think I'm going back again to the very beginning, the very, very beginning, the first couple of minutes to this reading. I was saying, yeah, I feel happiness. I feel good. I feel positive. I feel good. Like your energy is feeling good. Somebody, you have done the works. You have done something. As I was saying earlier on, something shifted in you, right? That's given you the aha moment. You've maybe, as I was saying, if you are a prayerful person, you've been praying to your Christ. If you are a meditating person, you've been doing your yogas and your mantras, and and wherever you lean, your spirit guides, God has been working with you. If you're a Christian, Christ has been, you've been casting your burdens upon him. You've been faithing through him. You've been saying your prayers. You've been reading your scripture, whatever is your configuration in terms of your belief and faith system. But the point is, they're using me to bring this message to you, to let you know that your works have been noticed and your healing has been noticed. And again, as they were using me to say that, you're such a good place that God is pouring in your cup. And what did I say earlier on? They were saying to tell you that your cup is now so full that you can literally pour it into your children, into your wife, into your partner. And all of those messages were coming before all the other cards came out, and now they're just bringing out the cards to show you, yes, this is the message that we wanted you to hear. This is your message. So you see how they're closing your reading so perfectly. You have done something amazing, and your spirit guides or God or Christ is just commending you and congratulating you for renewal on your vows, strengthening your partnerships for those of you who resonates with that, and just finding your happy place. Finding your happy place, I just feel it's a good season for you this time around, right? And I'm happy for you for that. So that's it. That's for my Sagittarians for this time period. This is the June-July installment. I'll see you guys in the next one. As they say, please subscribe, please like, leave a comment. And yeah, I'm trying to get to I think I don't have subscribers at the moment on my channel, but I think it will pick up eventually, and I appreciate the support. And yeah, I'm learning how to do all this camera stuff, so I just bear with me. It's gonna get better with time. But I wish you all the best, and I'll see you guys in the next one.